How do you make wine?
Yeast eats the sugar and poops out the alcohol and the bubbles. See, the air bubbles.
You're smarter than about 99% of all the other humans on the planet, if you understand that. And after the zombie apocalypse, you will never be poor because you know how to make wine. Yay, alcoholics. Howdy, y'all. Well, my neighbor knocked on my door a couple weeks ago and said, hey, I'm selling strawberries for school. Would you like some? Well, matter of fact, I think I do. So we're gonna make some homemade wine. We have 20 pounds, so that's gonna give us about 5 gallons. And we'll start the process. All right, first thing we're gonna do is take the tops off of our strawberries and put them in our little food processor there. Nothing fancy here. If there's any really bad spots, any rotten spots, I'll cut those out, but these strawberries look pretty doggone good. All right, every, 3 or 4 pounds that I top, I'll put them in the food processor, and you don't want to make them just mush. I kind of just break them up some. I used to do this by hand, but boy, the food processor is much easier, and I haven't seen a difference in how it comes out. So that looks pretty good. That's about the consistency that I like. So from here, we're going to pour it in our bag, continue on, do all 20 pounds, and I'll show you what it looks like here when we're done. But that's the start. So we ended up with about 22 pounds of strawberries. There they are, all squished up, ready for the yeast. To this, we're going to dissolve 12 pounds of sugar in some warm water and add it to our primary fermentation bucket. I'll show you that in just a sec. Okay, so to our primary fermentation bucket, we're going to add 6 teaspoons of acid blend, 1.5 teaspoons of tannin, 3 teaspoons of pectic enzyme, 6 teaspoons of yeast nutrient, and 6 Camden tablets to do our sterilization. So we'll go ahead and measure that out, add it, and then get us a specific gravity. Make sure we're where we need to be after adding that and our 12 pounds of sugar. Okay, so we got us a sample with our hydrometer, and y'all always hear me gripe about this, but whatever company is sent us an opaque graduated cylinder, so I can't tell exactly what it is. I just have to kind of guess, but anyway, my best guess at pulling this out is that I have a specific gravity reading of 1.1, which is just about perfect. That's where I want to be. And we're good. I don't need to add any sugar. I don't need to add any water. It may be like 1.11, maybe 1.12, but anyway, we're going to just call it 1.1 for when we calculate our alcohol by volume later after fermentation. So okay, so we have all our stuff added, our sugar, all of our nutrients and ingredients. We took a specific gravity reading. It's 1.1 thereabouts, which is good. That's right about where we want to be for a little bit strong table wine, but we'll do our measurements later as far as alcohol volume. So we have our bag tied up, our mesh bag with all our strawberries, and we're going to let this sit. We're going to let it sit for 24 hours and let those Camden tablets do their thing, sterilize everything. And then this time tomorrow we'll add our yeast. Right now I'm just going to loosely put a lid on. I'm going to put a paper towel over the bucket, And tomorrow, after we add the yeast, we'll airlock it. But there we go. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, we've let this sit for 24 hours. Boy, it sure smells good. I'm going to use some Lalvin EC 1118, 1118. Sometimes I rehydrate it in some warm water. Sometimes I don't. Really don't see a difference. When that yeast starts growing, it just does its thing. So I'm going to spread this out. Everything ought to be sterilized. Shake it up a little bit. Put the lid on. And we're going to airlock it. We should see some stuff start to bubble here in the next probably 24 hours. But we'll check it, update you every few days, let you know how it's going. But the yeast are going to start doing their thing. Here we go. All right, we're on day 2 of fermentation, primary fermentation, and it looks like she's bubbling pretty good. So I'm going to pop the top off. Give her a quick stir. Make sure everything's looking good. Ooh, I hear her fizzing. And it smells good, let me tell you. Beautiful red color. She's fizzing, she's looking good. It smells awesome. Beautiful red color. I think this is going to be a good batch. Those yeast are doing their thing. Look at all that fizz, that bubbles. Alright, I'm going to close her back up. Our primary fermentation, it looks like it's done. It hasn't bubbled in about a day, so we're going to take everything and transfer to our carboy and start to let it clear. Haven't opened it up in a little while. It took about a week and a half, maybe not quite that long, to ferment, to finish its primary fermentation. So we're gonna pull this out. Boy, it smells great. I'm just going to gently squeeze it, try to get as much of that liquid out as I can without too much of the solids. But regardless, it'll all clear up anyway. Might just take a little longer. Alright. So my carboy is cleaned and sanitized. The tubing and and the siphoner thingy is cleaned and sterilized. I'm about to add my crushed Camden tablets to my carboy, and we'll start the transfer. So we're going to take a post-primary fermentation reading with our specific gravity reading with our hydrometer. And it's hard to see. Again, you hear me complain about this opaque cylinder all the time, but it's right at 0.990, it looks like, maybe 0.995, but I'm going to call it 0.990. And that's our ending specific gravity after for primary fermentation. So we use that to calculate our alcohol by volume, and I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. Okay, so to calculate alcohol by volume, we're going to take our starting specific gravity of 1.100. We're going to subtract from that our ending specific gravity of 0.995. 0.995, I think that's what I said. We're going to multiply that by a constant of 129. And our ending alcohol by volume is 13.54%. A little bit strong for wine, but that's okay. We'll make that work, and that's about what our last batch of strawberry wine turned out, and everybody loved it, so we're going to go with that. All right, there she is. We about 5 gallons, a little over 5 gallons. We have her airlocked and not very pretty right now, but when that sediment starts clearing down to the bottom, it should turn into this beautiful reddish pink kind of wine. Some of our favorite to make, and it sure tastes good. So we'll update you. Usually I'll wait about 30 days or so and rack it into another carboy off of the sediment that settles on the bottom. And we'll do that, who knows, 2, 3, 4 times maybe over a period of time to clear, to get our wine clear of sediment. So we'll keep you updated. All right, it's time to rack this stuff one more time. Transfer it over to this carboy. It's all cleaned and sterilized. It's a little bit cloudy still. I'm not real happy with how it's clearing. So I am gonna add a little bit of sparkleoid. That usually does the trick. And we're gonna add our Camden Crush, and that's it. We'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, there it is, racked again with sparkleoid and some Camden tablets added. So I'm gonna give that about a week and see how it clears up. If it clears up nice, then we're gonna go ahead and bottle. All right, sit and wait again. Hey guys, well, it's bottling day. This strawberry wine has been clearing for about 3 months, and it looks good. We're gonna transfer it to our bottling carboy. We're gonna add 2.5 teaspoons of potassium sorbate, 5 Camden tablets, and I have 1 cup of cane sugar dissolved in 1 cup of water. We're gonna sweeten it just a hair, and let's get that process starting. First thing I'm gonna do is transfer it over. All right, we have it racked over into our bottling carboy. We have all our bottles sanitized. I think we're gonna need about 2 cases, 24 for 5 gallons. We'll see. Our corks are sanitizing. I'm about to pour me a little glass and see how she tastes. All right, let's get started. All right, here's what it looks like. Strawberry wine. It's I don't know, like a light pinkish color. Last time I made this, or the last couple times, it was a little redder, so I'm not sure, maybe the kind of strawberries or whatever, but it looks good. It smells great. Let's give her a taste. Very good, fruity. I taste the strawberries. Taste the alcohol just a little bit. All right, we're gonna get it bottled up and go from there. So this cool little thing is a bottler, and keeps, it keeps the gravity pressure on it, but whenever this is depressed, it actually lets the wine come through. So it makes it super easy to bottle. Cool little invention. I don't know what they did before they had this. Made a mess. Pretty doggone easy. Nothing complicated about it. Fill her up almost to the top. Alright, not too much exciting about this, so we'll finish them up and get to corking. Okay, we have our sanitized corks. We have our little bottler, or our little corker. Alright, you stick the cork in the hole. Oh, put the corker over the lip and push down. Not real difficult. That's all there is to it. We're gonna do that 23 more times. Try not to knock all of them down. Well, there we are, 23 bottles, strawberry wine, ready to roll. We're gonna let them age for 6 months, maybe a year, if we can wait that long. We'll probably crack one open around Christmas time. But I don't have them labeled yet. I don't have the labels printed. This is what the labels look like. Cruze Swamp Spirits. And then the batch number, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna get some of those printed and slap them on there. Anyway, hope y'all enjoy. It's a fun little project for home.